Good morning, everyone. Please give me confirmation that I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Thanks for confirmation. Okay, everyone. First, introduce myself. Okay, my name is Shahrukh. So here I'm the tutor. Okay, so I have a completely 8 years of experience in that. Coming to my skill sets. Okay, so I teach almost many technologies like SQL. Okay, Snowflake. Okay, Power BI. And some ETL tool like, okay, Informatica, okay, and also some reporting tools like one more reporting tool like Tableau, okay. So like different technologies and also the very latest one and the part of our course, DBT, okay. So first, let me, this is my skill sets, okay? So here we are introducing you one job-oriented program, complete, okay? So complete in this program, we are going to teach you three things, guys, okay? Three technologies. What are all those technologies means? The first one is, okay, starting with SQL, okay? And then we will teach you Snowflake. And then the third one is DBT, okay? We'll understand completely about what is SQL, Snowflake, DBT, and which we are going to start initially, and next which what we start, and what is the project flow, everything will explain you. Okay. So here, just give me 1 minute. Okay. So before that, we'll try to understand some basics, guys. Okay, some basics. Okay, so starting from the basics, we'll go. So anyone here, everyone knows about from SQL or starting already. There might be some people who know already SQL, and some may not be don't know SQL. Is there anyone who knows already SQL? Anyone using your mobiles means don't touch on the mobile screen, guys. It will okay. Okay, anyways, first of all, we'll start from the basics, guys. Okay. So what is the basics means? In first, we'll divide this session into some parts. In first 15 to 20 minutes, okay, 15 to 20 minutes, first we'll cover some basics, very basics. See, this you may know and some may not know, okay? But we will cover. And then we'll introduce about the what is SQL, Snowflake, and DBT, we will understand. And finally, the project flow. And then we'll try to explain you what are all the things we are going to cover in this complete session. Okay. So the first one is, anyone knows about the data? What is data? What is data? In simple words, okay, it's a collection of information. Okay, it's a collection of information. For example, guys, nowadays, whatever we are doing, right, whatever the actions we are doing, right, indirectly, we are generating the data. Okay. For example, if you have any organization, in this organization, okay, normally what type of a data you have? Okay. So employees data you may have, right, like employee name, employee number, and employee salary, and belongs to which department. Okay. Like that, you have a data, guys. Okay. Uh, Let me write some basic. Okay. See, if you go to any organization, you may have different data like employee name, employee number. Okay. He belongs to which department, and also they are belongs to which department, what is their salary, and also uh, some they may get different type of commissions or not, like different data is available. If you are having any other if you have any university data, any students data like a student ID, okay, student enrollment, courses he's pursued, and different, see. And also if you go to bank, their account number, transaction data, See, nowadays, whatever actions we are performing, indirectly we are generating the data, guys. Okay. So now it become a very, okay. We have a data. Now we need to store this data. Okay. Where we can store this data? Say examples, just write employee data. Okay. Employee data, student data, like different. Okay. So now next thing is whatever the data is available that we need to store it somewhere where we can store this data. Okay. Next thing, database, guys. Try to understand about the database. What is the meaning of database? In simple, okay, database is nothing but whatever the data is available, we need to store it somewhere, right? To store this data, what we do, we use the database. In simple words, database is nothing but where we store the data, where we store the data. Okay, where we store the data. For example, guys, just now we discussed there might be employees data, students data, okay, bank data, any retail marketing data like orders, okay, returns. If you do some purchase from the online like Amazon, Flipkart, or whatever it may be, they will store all your data, right? Okay. To store this data, generally what they will maintain, normally what we have to do, okay, we need to maintain some databases. In databases, whatever the business data that we store in the databases, okay. Now this databases are different type of databases is available in the market, guys. Different databases. In high level, we'll try to understand two things. Okay, what is that? There are two type of databases. One is OLTP databases and also OLAP databases. Okay, we'll try to understand in some basic level. Okay, OLTP databases and OLAP databases. What is this OLTP databases and OLAP databases? Anyone knows the full form? See,
On
OLTP data, anyone?
online transaction processing and online analytical.
Analytical processing, exactly. Okay, see, OLTP stands for online transaction processing. Okay, OLAP stands for online analytical processing. Okay, in simple, okay. Online transaction, okay. Online transaction processing, online analytical processing, OLAP. Okay, guys, just you try to understand in this way. For example, you have a small business. Okay, for example, you have a business. Every day you are getting data. Okay, there are, okay, or else you just assume that there are so many customers. Okay, there are so many customers. Okay, so many customers, whatever the transactions will happen, okay, immediately to maintain this business, okay, immediately to maintain this business, what they will do, they initially store the data, whatever the transactions done by these customers, okay, all this data will be stored where? In OLTP databases. Where? In OLTP databases. After few days, or after what we do, to do some analysis, all this data is moved into OLAP databases. This is what will happen, guys, normally. This is very top level. Just try to understand. To understand the difference between OLTP, OLAP, I'm explaining. See, this type of a databases, okay? What type of a databases? Where we are maintaining day-to-day transactions. Day-to-day transactions, okay? To maintain day-to-day transactions, okay? What we do, we maintain the OLTP databases. What we maintain? We maintain OLTP databases. Okay, OLTP databases. And then what here, the main purpose of this OLTP is for day-to-day transaction purpose. Now, whatever the transactions is happened, right, on top of this data, we need to store this data permanently somewhere. Okay, where we can store this data permanently means here we can store, guys. Here means normally we call this data warehouse. Okay, data warehouse. Okay, data warehouse. In simple word, Okay, data warehouse. See, what is the main purpose of storing here means here only very small data we can maintain, guys. The main purpose of this OLTP database is for the day-to-day transaction purpose. Okay. And what we do, whatever the data is available in OLTP databases, it will be moved to OLAP databases. Okay. What is that? OLAP databases. What is the main purpose of this OLAP databases means it is for analytical purpose. And also one more thing, see, this is a point number one. Mainly what we do analysis. What type of analysis means, for example, here I have, so it is related to some retail marketing data. So they need to do some analysis, right? What type of analysis? What is last year, what is the last month sales? What is last week sales? And where I got profit, where I got loss, and what are all the products which is having highest sales, and what are all the product where I'm having low sales. Okay, see, they need to do all this type of analysis based on their data. If they don't do the analysis, they won't maintain, I mean, they can't do the business, right? So mainly this, what they will do, whatever the day-to-day, this is OLTP for day-to-day transaction purpose. Whatever the data is available in OLTP databases, that will be moved to OLAP databases. And here, what they will do, they will do some analysis. Okay. So the main purpose of OLAP databases for analytical. And also one more thing, what we can say that here we can store the data permanently. Here we can store, okay, use volume of data. Okay. Use volume of data. Use volume of data. And here we can store the data permanently. Okay, here we can store the data permanently, guys. This is the three advantages. What we can do, first of all, okay, we can store the data permanently, and here we can maintain the huge volume of data, and whatever the data is available in these data warehouses, nothing but OLTP databases, we can do some analysis. Okay. Now, end users, guys, there are some end users. Whatever the data is available in these databases, nothing but in data warehouses, normally some reporting people will take the data and they will build some visual reports. Okay. For example, they will do reports like this, guys. Okay. Let me show you. For example, there is a one business, guys. There is a one business. They want to know last 3 months sales. Last 3 months sales report they want. Okay. Then what they will do? They will develop some reports like this. Okay. By reading the data, they can't understand. What they will do? They will make reports like this. Okay. Assume that there is, okay. This is Jan, Feb, March. Okay. This is might be, assume that this is a sales. Okay. For example, this is, okay, just rough idea. Okay. Let it be, guys. Now, by seeing this graph, what you can understand, what you can interpret. See what will happen. In January, it is around 30K sales. Coming to Feb, sales got increased. How much? Up to 50K. But in the month of, oh, it should be not 50. Okay, just you 30, 40. Okay, you just make this, guys. Okay, some error. This is for the 50, 40, 30, and then 20. Okay, make it as a 10. So what I mean to say, whatever the data is available in the data warehouse, right? That data they will take and they will develop some reports like this. Okay, by seeing these reports, they will understand what is happening in their organization. Okay, I mean in the business. Okay, and they will take some proper steps to take this business into forward. For example, what I mean to say, if there is any sales got decreased, here sales what happened? Here sales is decreased, and they will take some proper action in order to increase their sales to next month. Okay, they will understand some KPIs, key performance indicators by using. They will understand. Okay, this is a basic flow, guys. Starting from the customers. Okay, data got generated. That data is moved to OLTP databases. The main purpose of OLTP databases for the day-to-day transaction purpose. Okay, then this data is moved to data warehouse. Why they have to move this data into data warehouse means here they can maintain the huge volume of data, and second, on top of this data, they can do some analysis. Okay, they can do some analysis. And by using the data which is available in the data warehouse, they can develop some reports and dashboards. Okay, this is the basic thing, guys. Do you have any doubts up to now?
No.
Okay, thanks for
Hmm.
guys. Thanks for confirmation. Now we'll try to understand completely about our things. Okay, this is some basic. Okay, data we store in the databases, and these databases are two types: OLTP databases and OLAP databases. And now, as a part of our course, what we are going to study means first we start our sessions with some SQL. Then we'll start the Snowflake, guys. Snowflake. And then DBT. And then DBT. Why we need to start with the Snowflake, I mean SQL, then we have to go to Snowflake and DBT before understanding this. First, I will tell you some flow, guys. Okay. But first, I will explain you some flow. Okay. Normally, what are the project flows? I'll try to explain you. See, here, assume that there are some just give me 1 second. See, guys, assume that there are some OLTP databases. Okay. And okay, all this data will be moved to data warehouse. Okay, data warehouse. Okay. So on top of here, you just assume, okay, some DBT tool. Okay. See, guys, if you want to work on any databases, mostly, okay, just keep this point as a some point, okay, to work with, okay, to work with databases, okay, databases, mainly relational database, okay, RDBMS, what we call, okay, just you assume that as on top level to work with the databases, we need some language. We need some language. Okay, so what language we use here means that is SQL language we use. Okay, SQL. See, here I have a data. If I want to work on these databases, means if I want to communicate with these databases, I need some language. The language which we use to communicate with the databases is SQL language. Okay, okay. So if you, first we'll start our course with SQL. Okay, so if you know the SQL, the same thing we apply on the Snowflake. Means, for example, if I want to work on the Snowflake also, the same thing we will use. Just let me give some clarity. Okay. See, here I have a data. That data has to be moved to data warehouses. Okay, data warehouse. Here, whatever the data is available in the OLTP systems, that will be moved to data warehouse. Just you keep like this. This is what OLTP system. And this is OLAP databases. See, guys, OLTP, if I tell you some example of OLTP databases, okay, so you may consider Microsoft SQL Server or MySQL, or else any of other Microsoft SQL Server, or else you can go to Postgre. Okay, some examples. Okay, OLTP, all these are OLTP databases. This is mainly for the day-to-day transactions. Once the data is moved to OLAP. So what are the OLAP databases means? OLAP means nothing but, first of all, what? It is a data warehouse. Okay, what is this? Data warehouse. In this data warehouse, okay, there are so many data warehouses is available. Okay, we'll come to that point later. Okay, so one of the cloud-based data warehouse is Snowflake. I'll explain you in detail, but just you assume this flow. Okay, there is a OLTP databases. What in this OLTP databases, Snowflake is a one of the cloud-based data warehouse. Okay, it's a cloud-based data warehouse. Normally, flow is data is available that is moved to the Snowflake, and to do the transformations, we use what? DBT. Okay, we used what? DBT. See, here we store the data, guys. Here we store the data, and this DBT is only for transformations purpose. Okay, what we do here, we only do transformations. Okay, transformation. What we do here, transformations. Just let me first draw this one, then I'll explain you. Okay, so data is available here. Okay. See guys, you data in available in OLTP that is moved to data warehouse. Okay. See here I need to do some transformations in Snowflake. Okay. See in Snowflake, I can write some SQL language and I can do the transformations. But it is very easy to do transformations in the DBT. Okay. So whatever the data is available, we connect this Snowflake with the DBT and I will do the transformations, whatever the transformations I want. And then again, data is stored in the Snowflake itself. Now, by you taking this data, some reports and dashboards will be developed, guys. Is this clear up to now?
Yeah.
Everyone, if you have any doubts, you can ask normally, okay? See here, this is a OLTP databases. This is OLAP databases. I'll tell you the examples. And here to develop some reports and dashboards, okay, we use some other tools. Have you heard about the ETL, guys?
Yes,
What is the ETL?
it's extract, transform, and load.
Exactly. See, if you come to the project flow, okay, if you come to this, normally the project flows, okay, to move this data from OLTP databases to OLAP databases, they use some tools, ETL tools. Okay, there are so many tools like we have a Python, ADF. Okay, see, ADF. Okay, let me now I will give you some example, guys, in one by one. Here, coming to OLTP databases. Okay, if I tell you some examples, consider Microsoft SQL Server belongs to which company? Okay, Microsoft. And we have Oracle. Okay, and we have third one is what? Not third one, just some examples. Okay, MySQL or else Postgre or any database. Okay, OLTP database. Okay, you can consider Postgre or else. Okay, anything. MySQL is there. All these are OLTP databases, right? So whatever the data is available, to move this data from OLTP databases to OLAP databases, okay, normally some ETL tools we use. Okay, so what are all the examples for ETL tools means? Like we have ADF, okay, or else Informatica, okay, Informatica, or else there will be like a Fivetran tools, some tools is available, or else if you go to AWS, there is a Glue. Okay, they will use a tool called Glue. Okay, by using this some ETL tools, data will be moved to what? OLAP databases. What are all the different? If I tell you some examples for OLAP, have you heard about the Teradata? Teradata. Okay, so if you go to Azure, right? Microsoft Azure also providing this data warehousing service that is called Azure Synapse. Azure Synapses. Okay. And then, so there is some others also, guys, other tools also. If you go to AWS, they are providing Redshift is one more example. And this is Snowflake also a data warehouse. This Snowflake is also, I mean, this Snowflake is a cloud-based data warehouse. Now, okay, BI tools. Coming to BI tools means reporting. Whatever the data is available in the data warehouse, this BI tools, what it will do, it will take the data from the data warehouse and they will develop some reports. What are all the different BI tools available in the market means? Have you heard about the Power BI? Power BI. Okay. And second one is what? Tableau. Okay. You have a different guys. Okay. There is a click view, like so many data, I mean, reporting tools we have. On high level, we just take some examples of Power BI, Tableau. Okay. See, in this flow, guys, in this flow, we start our okay, we'll take any of this. If you know a SQL, you can work on Microsoft SQL, Oracle, anywhere, guys, anywhere you can work. Okay, so here we start our course with, I mean, we'll start understanding of the Oracle database, and then we start understanding of the Snowflake. Okay, and then DBT. Okay. First, if you understand this SQL, right, then it will be easy for you to understand the Snowflake also. Why? Because whatever the queries, whatever the actions we perform in the Snowflake, that we write in a SQL only. Okay. And to do the transformations, guys. Now you may ask why we have to do the transformations means, see, to develop these reports and dashboard, we have to do some transformations. Means, for example, you have different tables. Okay, we have to create a relationship between those tables. We need to add some extra columns. We need to remove some data. We need to clean up the data. How we can clean up the data? To clean up the data, we need to do some transformations. In Snowflake itself, I can do without using DBT. In Snowflake itself, we can do. But nowadays, if you go in a real-time projects, right, to make these transformations very simple, they are using DBT, guys. What this DBT will do, it won't store the data here. It just connect with the Snowflake, not only Snowflake. It may connect with the Teradata, it may connect with the Redshift, it may connect with any data warehouse, and it will do the transformations and data will be stored here itself. Okay. And then whatever the data is available here, see guys, you may consider it is a raw data. This is what? Raw data. Raw data. Okay. Now this raw data, what happened? Connected with the DBT and we got some transformed data. This is what? Transformed data. Or else you just clean data. Okay. Cleaned data. Okay. See, they will take some clean data to develop some reports and dashboards. Any doubts here? Anyone just?
No, no doubt.
Yeah, we'll explain you. See, normally why we do the transformations means there are so much requirement to do. For example, customers may do the transactions and they need to maintain. Okay, what is okay? See, customer name and followed by his account details, followed by his transformations, and followed by some additional things. They need to do some structural way. They need to store the data. Or else, see, customer name is there and a transaction is available in another table and his personal details in available. See, and for example, first name, middle name, last name. Instead of keeping three different columns. Normally, what they will do while storing the data, they will make this as a single column. Like that, as per the business requirement, we can do lot of transformations. Okay, and we do those transformations and we store the data. I'll explain you with when we are explaining the project, right? That time I'll explain you. Okay, so end of the means what is the conclusion means here we have a data, guys. To work in some databases, we have to learn SQL. Okay, then normally in real time, data will be moved to some data warehouses. Okay, in data to work with the data warehouses also, we use SQL language only. Okay, and what are all the in our part? What are all the different data warehouses available? So many data warehouses available, but Snowflake is a nowadays top one. All the data is getting migrated to Snowflake. Okay, so on we learn this Snowflake. Okay, then how the project flow became. They for storing and do some analysis, we are using Snowflake. Okay, in Snowflake, raw data they will store. Okay, to I mean this raw data will be transformed. To do the transformations, they are using some DBT tool, guys. Okay, DBT tool. What is the main purpose of this DBT tool means to to do the transformation on top of the raw data, and again they will store this data in Snowflake itself. And whatever the data is, they will take the data from the Snowflake and they will develop some reports and dashboard. Okay. Any doubts here?
No.
Okay. See, guys, first, okay, first few days, if anyone don't know, will teach the SQL, and then we'll start the Snowflake, and we connect this. Once you got a good understanding of the Snowflake, then what we do, we connect the Snowflake with the DBT, and we learn the DBT. And end of the course, guys, what we do, okay, see. By combining all these three things, guys, three technologies means SQL, Snowflake, and DBT, we are going to explain one end-to-end project. Okay, end-to-end project. End-to-end project. Why we need some end-to-end project? And why we need means, okay, see, if you are going to any some resume, if you, I mean, you have to mention the projects, right? Okay, if you want to understand on all these technologies, you have to understand some project flow and you have to work on the project. Okay, so we are going to explain some end-to-end project on top of this flow. SQL, Snowflake, and DBT that you can mention in your resumes. Okay.
I have one question.
Yes. This one.
So basically, Snowflake store the data in which format? Or
It
do
is
we
a
have?
Yeah. See, Snowflake stores the data in a columnar format, in a tabular data. Okay, in table format. See, Snowflake can store any type of data. I mean, like two types of data. Okay, in upcoming sections, I will explain you data mostly in three forms, guys. Three forms. One is what? Okay, structured data. Okay, and there is a one more thing, semi-structured data, and also unstructured data. Okay, unstructured data. What is a structured data means? If the data is in the form of table, table means, you know, right? A table is having what? Rows and columns. Employee number, employee name, his salary details. Okay, this is what? Some tabular data. Okay, some tabular data. Snowflake stores structured data. Structured data means this type of a tabular data as well as what? Semi-structured data. Semi-structured data means, okay, if I tell you some examples, have you seen XML JSON files? I'll show you. I'll show you. Let me delete all these things or wait. I'll show you. Semi-structured data. Okay, semi-structured data means you can see here some JSON files. Or else directly examples I will show. Some XML data. XML data. Or else let me clear this. Okay. Can you see this? This is also a data, right? This is also a data, right? This is what some employees data. Employee ID, first name, last name. Okay, first name, last name, high date. But is it in the form of table? No, right? So this type of a data, it is at the same time, it is not in a unstructured format also, like randomly. Okay. See, if you go to audio files, video files, images, all this data you may consider as a unstructured data. Okay. Some tabular data is okay. But this is what some format only, but not in a proper tabular format. Snowflake, what it will do, it stores the structured data and also semi-structured data. And in Snowflake, we are going to learn if there is some XML file or JSON file. Let me show you JSON file also. JSON is also a JSON data. See, you may see this type of data. Okay. See, there is some orders data, order number, order date. Okay. We convert this semi-structured data to structured data. This also we learn how to convert the semi-structured data to structured data. See, the conclusion is, as per your question, we can store the tabular data and the semi-structured data. And Snowflake, we can do the transformation. What type of a transformation? We can convert this semi-structured data into structured data. All these order details, we can store it in the tabular. We can convert, we can do the transformation and we can store in the tabular format. Clear it is?
Yeah.
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah, you may ask, guys. See, I just introduced the course what we are in a high level. Okay, so we are going to learn the SQL. Okay, then Snowflake, and I just made some PPTs that I will show you in next session, and then DBT. If you have any doubts, you can ask or related to anything.
What
Uh,
Yeah.
use for this transformation? DBT.
What?
What tool are we using here
For
for
see
trans?
for transformation. I'm not sure with your question. Can you please?
Yes, I'm asking you what tool are we using here for the transformation? You
We
said
are
no.
using DBT tool.
Okay.
Okay, see DBT. What I shown you here, right? See in Snow data. Okay, assume that it is a Snowflake. Okay,
Okay.
here we are storing the data. Okay, raw data. Okay, all this raw data. Okay,
Yeah.
we connect. Okay, we made this in some structure format. We need to do some transformation. To do this transformation, okay, what we are doing, we are going to connect our Snowflake account with DBT. In
Okay.
DBT, okay, we write some transformation logics. There is a models, macros, some of the there. What we do, okay, we connect with we connect with the DBT and we write all the transformation logic and the transformed data we store in Snowflake itself.
Okay.
Okay, this is what, see, now you may ask, see, is it compulsory to use the Snowflake to do the transformations? Means no. See, in Snowflake itself, by writing some logics, by writing some procedures, we can do all the transformations, whatever the transformations we want. But to make these transformations simple, okay, we are using the DBT. Okay, so nowadays, guys, see, I seen so many trends. I'm from 2022 onwards. I'm teaching this Snowflake and other stuffs. Okay, now most of the project in previously, if you know the Snowflake, you are getting so many opportunities. Now every project is architecture became for storing the data and everything. They are using the Snowflake, and to do the transformations, they are using some other tool called DBT. Mostly in case of Snowflake. That's the reason we just design our session. I mean our course like SQL, Snowflake, and DBT. Okay. And in next session, I'll show you what is the SQL syllabus. Okay, already you may have what is a Snowflake and DBT. After completing these three things, we are going to teach you the end-to-end project. That project you can mention in your resumes, in your, that's up to you. Okay. Anything else?
I have one question.
Yes,
See,
please.
maybe this question is out of the context or out of this
Oh, please,
course
please.
we have. So basically, see, we have different tools in market, just like we have Databricks
Hmm.
for transformation. Now the DBT is there.
Hmm.
Uh, and again, Snowflake, we can save the data in Delta format in ADLS, container.
Hmm.
So how these things are different? Why any client or business user has to choose between the DBT or Databricks or Snowflake or
Hmm.
uh, any data warehouse system that we can save the data in Delta format in in ADLS in Azure. So
Hmm.
which one I has to choose as a business point of view? Uh,
See, hmm, I understood your question. See, basically, if you are a businessman, what you do? For example, you are storing data somewhere. I mean, to store the, for example, everyone knows, right? Google account. Everyone is having a Google account. This Google is account is providing what? Okay, 15 GB free space. If you go beyond that, what they will you do? If you want more than 15 GB, what they will do? They are charging per monthly cost, right? Similarly, just keep this point to see. It is not a easy thing to store the data, guys. Means easy thing means uh, it is some expensive, right? You need to whatever the data you are storing to store the data. You need to purchase some databases. Okay, in olden days, now everything become a cloud. Okay, Snowflake is what it providing two things, storage and also computing power. Okay, that I will two different part. And this is Snowflake is a very cost effective, guys. There are so many advantages is there. What are the different type of advantages means? See, it is completely like pay as you go model. Pay as you go model means what? Everyone everyone you in your homes you are using the electricity, right? How electricity bill will comes to you? As per your usage. Okay, whatever the amount of electricity you use, in other words, number of units you use, based on that every month bill will get generated that you are paying, right? Similarly, in Snowflake also, whatever the data you store, based on the data, you can pay for the, and also it also provides some computing power that we will understand it later. Means some data warehouses they will provide to work on top of the data to computing power. Okay. See, this is like some decoupling architecture, guys. Snowflake is having means there is a separate charges for the storage and a separate charges for the uh, computing computing. And also there are Snowflake is having so many features. Okay, 1 GB of data if you move to Snowflake. Okay, there is some compression algorithms. What, for example, here you have a 1 GB of data. Okay, for example, take in a high level, 1 TB of data you have. When you move this data into Snowflake, right, it may apply some compression algorithms automatically, and it will become roughly, I'm saying 600 GB or 500 GB like that. Then it will reduce the cost of storage, right? Storage cost. Okay, many advantages, guys, and also it is having so many features like a time travel, fail safe, recovery of the data, and also you can make zero copy cloning. Like it is having multiple features. First of all, decoupling. You can store. There is a separate charges for the storage, separate charging for the computing. And if you lost the data, there is so many techniques. Time travel, uh, fail safe, like that security you can provide. And coming compared to other, it is too much cost effective. That is the reason. For example, you are storing 1 TB of data in other platforms. I mean, to maintain this 1 TB of data, it is become little expensive. Then what you choose? Little, I mean, where you, I mean, you try to save your money, right? With the good advantages. So Snowflake is providing so many advantages. So that is the reason most of the project, if you see in the Snowflake, right, migration projects. Migrating means what? Moving data from other databases to Snowflake. Okay. This type of advantages is available.
Correct. Thank you.
1 GB of data you are storing. Okay. Here, to maintain this 1 GB of data in other sources, maybe, for example, you are paying some amount, but compared to Snowflake, that is little expensive. And also, it is flexible. If you want to increase the storage, you can increase, decrease the, if you want, based on your usage only, you can pay. And also, so many advantages. You may get some interview questions also. What are all the different features available in the Snowflake means? You can tell that time there is a time travel, zero copy cloning, fail safe, and we can share the data to others and easy data loading. So many advantages is available. That's the reason. Any other questions, guys? Um, Raw data will be extracted from the OLTP and stores in OLAP. OLTP data will be unstructured. See, that is someone is asking conversion of the data from unstructured, semi-structured data into OLTP into structured data. See, I just told some high level of top. Okay, okay. It is different from business to business. Some may get the raw data in the form of XML. Some may get the raw data in the form of JSON. Some may get directly tabular. Okay, different datas may get based on the business type. That will be converted as per the requirement. It is not compulsory to. There is no particular structure, guys. Okay. Here we are going to understand one project, right? In that project, you will understand what type of transformations, all these things. Any other questions?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Actually, this is out of the question. Actually, where this Snowflake will fit in the Gen AI?
Gen AI, uh, Gen AI, it is a different thing. Means, see, guys, I'm also working in some real time, right? So there is some nowadays companies are providing while you are working in the Snowflake, they are providing some copilot, something. If you get some stuck with the code, you can give that code or you can take some suggestions. I'm not sure about this Gen AI. Gen AI is a different. Uh, you can do, I mean, if you can use some AI tools, guys. For example, while you are working with the Snowflake, there is some copilot available. Okay, so you will understand if you have a good knowledge of generative AI, right? You may make the things easy if you stuck somewhere. Okay, if you have a code errors, you can give that code to copilot, and you will get some tips. You can use the tips and you can work. That is what will happen normally.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Understood. First of all, I'm working, right? When I'm working in a Snowflake, I do some real-time work. Okay, in some top MNC. What happens, we have some copilot. Okay, copilot option is available. Okay, while I'm working, if I get some stuck, if I get some error or anything, if I want some tip, I will use some AI tool. Copilot is nothing but some AI tool. If I give that code and it will suggest me what should I do, normally we'll finish this. That you will learn how to use the AI tools by doing some courses like Gen AI, something. Okay. See, using of AI, guys, that's nothing but.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank
Okay, guys, in next session, what we'll do, I'll give you a complete track sheet, guys. Okay, complete track sheet. Track sheet means day one, what we are going to complete, what is the syllabus, and what are all the topics, and day two, day three, up to this 45 to 50 days, what we are going to cover, and end of the day, what is the project we are going to explain. Everything track sheet will provide. Based on the track sheet, we are going to continue this course. Okay. It's just some introduction and it's a demo, okay? If you connect in our next session, we'll give a complete picture of the, complete picture by giving some track sheet. And more than, if you have any doubts, you can contact us. Okay. Stop.